Hi, thanks for tuning in to my official YouTube channel, Reverend MeeLing, also known as Reverend Susan MeeLing, Lady MeeLing, Lady Dori, Belle. Been known by a few names. So, still got that second biggest piece from my Medal of Honor art project to go take where I need to take him to, as I handle a few different situations. Just because I need to. Anyway, so I had discussed in prior YouTube videos, the official ones of mine, as well as I've discussed with people I've known over the years, as well as had put it in writing years after discussing this with certain people. So, my ex-sister-in-law, I got two of them. One in specific, her name is Susie Marie Nichols-Lopez. Now, first off, she actually, similarly to Mary Evangelina Nichols Osteen, her sister, had defended incest to me. To this day, I still do not agree with incest, obviously. Just knowing that you have blood relations in that regard, no. Just no. So, anyway, another aspect had been how, it's known that I had plastic surgery as far as my breasts and my stomach. I've discussed this with people. I'm not ashamed of it. Realistically, I had the choice to go through the military to get it done, or to wait until there was a time where I could afford to do it and not take away a slot from, or multiple slots from military guys. I told my ex-sister-in-law, Susie Marie Nichols-Lopez, about my choice to wait, and she had asked me why I would do that, and I said because, and my appointment, mind you, when I had gone in was 2005, I think. It was 2005. And I pretty much said, I found out that I'd have to wait through a referral, and then I'd have to essentially know while waiting for the referral, and know at each and every appointment, and then after my surgery, that I took multiple spots from multiple military guys, and I couldn't do it. I refused to put my name on that waiting list because I couldn't feel comfortable looking at myself knowing that they're at minimum two different guys, not being sexist, just whichever, as far as it's an East Coast term, that at minimum two different guys could have had two different sets of major surgery to get what they needed. And because it being plastic surgery, and it only having been just a few years after 9/11 and the stuff began, I personally could not feel comfortable looking at myself at all, knowing that I would have taken that from, at minimum, two different guys. Because of the different aspects, it could have been more than two different guys, because breast augmentation and tummy tuck, depending on what was needed for other guys, the amount of what could have been assistive for those individuals who had gone and graduated basic training. Unlike me, I didn't graduate basic training, when I was in the Army. And I just couldn't do it. And she said that she would have jumped on the chance. And I said, no, that's you. I actually, not that I was, military, obviously, in regards to having finished basic training or anything, but I gave that doctor direct order not to put my name on a waiting list. And I explained why. And Susie Marie Nichols-Lopez, when I discussed this with her, she was just, well, that's stupid. You could have taken that and da-da-da-da, and you wouldn't have to pay for anything. And I said, technically, but technically not. I still would have had to pay because I wouldn't be able to look at myself. And I'd rather be able to look at myself, not in an egotistical way, just in the aspect of I can hold my head up high and be like, okay, I got it taken care of on my own. There are, guys who could have had, something as far as an explosive device where they could have had the surgery to fix it. There are guys who could have had a burn because of whatever, and they were able to be seen and taken care of sooner. There could have been a guy who, had essentially shrapnel wounds, and just different situations where, even a short visit would assist, and both being fairly invasive, multiple hours. That's multiple appointments in my thoughts for guys who, did everything they could and whatnot like that. Well, my ex-sister-in-law, Susie Marie Nichols-Lopez, went on and on about how she would have gotten it done, wouldn't have hesitated. I said, well, there's a big difference between you and I. I wasn't willing to, especially once I found out that was what would have happened. And not that the doctor told me that I would have taken time away from guys who had graduated basic training and AIT and did stuff. I didn't need him to tell me that. I knew that. I got it. It was just one of those, no, I'm not gonna put that additional stress because I know what the appointment stuff is like. And there was a point where I obviously was able to get it taken care of in one surgery time frame instead of two different surgeries. And instead of multiple appointments, it was one appointment and then set up the surgery, and then the second appointment was getting it done. I didn't have to make any guys wait or anything like that. They were taken, and whoever got those actual appointments, they got it, and they were able to be taken care of. And maybe one of those guys that were able to get that surgery, or surgeries, depending on, were able to do something more. Maybe they were able to figure something out, and in turn, they were able to make something better for others throughout the United States of America. And I got made fun of for that view. I don't care. I don't. It's just one of those, while of course I don't want to deny my own stuff, obviously, in that regard, it's one of those, I also don't want the guys who actually did stuff to be able to not, or I don't want the guys that were able to do stuff to have to wait any longer than they have to, and if that's 2 sets of referrals, 2 sets of, at minimum, 2 appointments each. And there's guys who can get in, get those referrals, get those appointments. That's at minimum, 1 or 2 guys, if not more, depending on. And so, I know by technicalities it's something that I had the access to. But knowing that, it was just one of those, I couldn't do that. And it didn't matter which branch it would have been, because it could have been any of the branches of the United States of America's Armed Forces. It could have been somebody from the Army. It could have been somebody from the Air Force. It could have been somebody from the Coast Guard. It could have been somebody from the Marine Corps. It could have been somebody from the Navy. It could have been somebody that was active duty. It could have been somebody that was National Guard but activated. It could have been somebody from the reserves, who, either way. And, to me, that was more important, that they were able to get that, as weird as that comes across. And I've discussed this over the years. I discussed this back in between 2005 all the way until essentially about 2009, 2010, shortly after I got my surgeries. And in surgery, I guess technically, because it was one appointment, but I never hid it. I never denied it. I discussed it. And, I actually got made fun of for it. And not just by my ex-sister-in-law, Susie Marie Nichols-Lopez. Not just by her. Usually by civilian females that didn't have a direct connection to military guys. And it was just one of those, that's the way you view it. That's a you problem. That's not a me problem. I'm the one who lives with what I live with, so I don't need you to judge me. And you don't understand that there are guys who very much understand that exact thing that I described. There are guys in every branch that very much know not just the appointment time aspect, but especially for surgeries, and the additional aspect in that regard. And I don't have the patience to explain it beyond the way I've already explained it, because it's very simple. And so I got made fun of, and it is what it is. So then later in 2009, Susie Marie Nichols-Lopez had said that she was going to go and get plastic surgery, because she already had gotten her gastric bypass, whatever. And she had known by that point in time that her sister, my other ex-sister-in-law, Mary Evangelina Nichols-Osteen, had been in the swinger lifestyle for years. And then she knew about me being in the lifestyle. She didn't know how long I had been in the lifestyle. She didn't know what I did, or didn't do in other ways. But nonetheless, she knew. And so, whatchamacallit, Susie Marie Nichols-Lopez wound up getting a gastric bypass surgery. She told a whole bunch of people about this. And I had asked her a few times, what are your plans when you finish losing the weight that you want to lose? And her response was she was going to get the plastic surgery and all this sort of stuff. And I was like, okay, but are you going to change your life? She goes, what do you mean? I said, well, you're going to get the gastric bypass, then you're going to get the plastic surgery, right? She said, yeah. Well, then what are you going to do after that? Are you going to make your life better, or what are you going to do? And Susie Marie Nichols-Lopez said, well, then, she said she'd be pretty, and, she'll just live her life however and all that. I said, yeah, but just because you have a different physical aspect, you still have to be, true to yourself. And, I mean, what are you going to do? Are you going to stay the same, or are you going to do better? Are you going to try to upgrade your life, essentially? And she looked at me, she goes, that's not important. And I was like, okay, I think it is, but okay. So, she got the plastic surgery. Now, when she told me she was getting the plastic surgery, she said that she bartered with the plastic surgeon. I was like, what do you mean? She goes, she had apparently tried to get a cheaper price for the surgery that she was already getting a discount on. And I looked at her and I was like, I don't understand what you mean by that. You haggled the doctor who is gonna cut you open and fix your excess skin and stuff like that? She said, yeah. So, okay. That's different. But she said, well, that's what you did. I said, no, that is not what I did. I did not do that. What I did was nothing like that at all. What I did was give other guys the opportunity to be able to be taken care of. And I essentially paid out of pocket. So that way other guys would be able to be taken care of. That wouldn't necessarily have that same available option in a quicker amount of time, especially in comparison. That's not trying to get a better deal on the price. That's the complete opposite. By a lot. I had to actually pay. Are you kidding me? And so she did what she did, and she got the ability to get her breast augmentation, her breast lift as well, the excess skin removed from her arms, as well as her thighs, as well as her stomach, for $10,000. And she was proud of that. Yeah, that's a good deal, I guess. So then, I had asked if she was going to get a tubal ligation or go on birth control or something. No, she didn't want to do that. And then she wanted to get into the lifestyle. Don't you think you should definitely use birth control? You went through all this work to get the physical look that you wanted. Don't you think that you should not mess that up? And her response was she didn't care. Okay. I think you should. So she didn't want to get on birth control. And I said, well, I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't at minimum use a condom, you are going to get pregnant. And you are going to destroy all of the doctor's work. And you are going to look at all of that and realize how much time and money you wasted, as well as how much that you stole from your 2 daughters and your son. Because that's what she did. She hoarded stuff from them to be able to pay for her surgery, and instead of taking care of her children, she used the money to be able to get the surgery that she wanted for herself. And I warned her she should probably not do that. She didn't want to listen to me. So after she got all those surgeries, told a whole bunch of people about those surgeries, whole kit and caboodle, literally. She then wanted a tattoo on her stomach. I've discussed in prior official YouTube videos of mine that she went to the shop that I had gone to at the time, and did not tell that guy about that raised aspect having been a scar instead of a birthmark, essentially, which tattoo artists know that there are different techniques when going over a scar compared to going over a birthmark. And in reference to me and my tattoos, with some of them that do cover scars, I had done a lot to heal them so that it looked simply as a birthmark, and it had the same essential texture as a birthmark in comparison, because of what I did for myself to heal what I had gone through as best as I could. Not Susie Marie Nichols-Lopez, my ex-sister-in-law. So she got a butterfly tattooed on her stomach. What occurred with my daughter had occurred, and I didn't get any help from that aspect because Susie Marie Nichols-Lopez, her main concerns were, first, my dead ex-husband, her dead brother / her spiritual husband. Then her next concerns were her son, because of the only male, then her daughters, and then, whoever she was dating or whatever at the time. Could not be bothered to assist in any way. And her knowing, how to do the government programs and stuff like that, that's another infuriating aspect, where she knew how to look that stuff up, what words to use and all that. She couldn't be bothered. That wasn't important to her. So, instead, she chose all that. Well, later, meaning more recently in 2020, found out she had some twins. I'm just going to leave it at that. I think that math is very easy for others to figure out on their own from this particular YouTube official video of mine. However, I will say, before she got knocked up, she had showed me her scars from the different surgeries. And I asked her if she had ever seen Nightmare Before Christmas. And she said, yeah, she had seen it, long ago. And I said, yeah. Do you remember the character Sally? She looked at me and she goes, yeah. I go, well, you don't have her personality. At all. Whatsoever. But the way Sally looks in the movie, well, she's pretty compared to you. Apparently, that offended her. I don't know why that offended her. But that's a her problem, not a me problem. So you guys have a good one. Comment, like, share, and subscribe to my official YouTube channel. And you guys have a good one.